Nothing changes. 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 Nothing changes.
Why can't I just be happy?
Because you internalized unhappiness. Look at your current situation. Look at how the worst has come to pass, and yet you're still sulking.
So, because I'm an adult, there's no one left to bully me. There's no great struggle. It's almost as if I took it upon myself to feel this way.
No, nobody's ever safe from negative externalities. They'll still occur and plague your life. No matter what, nobody is safe from life's cruelties. Your problem is that you internalized it as something wrong with you. This has all been going on so long now that it's hard-coded within you.
But if I've habitualized self-hatred, and even have a biological disposition for it now, then I'm not in control. There's not much I could do to change my beliefs. The best thing I could do now is just suppress.
Just because you have negative thoughts doesn't mean you can't work to accept them and realize just how irrational they are.
But even if I can recognize irrational thoughts, it still comes with a lot of negative emotion. So what's even the point of self-acceptance if I'm just going to feel bad anyways? All I'd be doing is reminding myself of what's wrong with me.
So what? You'd rather just spend a lifetime suppressing the pain? Tell me, what do you remember of your life?
Not much, just little blips and blurs. Only certain events stick out.
The most important ones, right?
The worst and the best.
And what's the opportunity cost of staying miserable? How much more of those bad memories are you going to collect if you just continue to stay this way? Are you really just going to allow yourself to rot away like this and remain in your self-pity?
So is that it? I'm going to be fighting myself constantly in an effort to improve for some semblance of self-acceptance and some few happy memories?
It's all anyone could ever ask for, especially you. You can't ask for so much when you're starting from a place so low.
That's terrible.
It's the truth, and with acceptance of this truth comes a newfound gratitude for life. It comes with optimism for the future, and most importantly, hope.
This all seems so meager and small.
It's a reward that carries much more significance when experienced rather than read on paper. You know this, yet you shy away from it, allowing yourself to just run around in circles. So fucking pitiful.
Will I ever be happy?
Happiness is relative. Isn't that what they say? You know it better than anyone else. Nothing good lasts forever, but good life isn't about being constantly surrounded by riches. Good amplifies the bad. Bad amplifies the good. A good life is being able to accept the hard times with wisdom and self-compassion. It also means being able to hold on to the good memories while staying open to new experiences, because the only eternal quality behind a good thing are the memories of it.
So, happiness is a few brief moments of joy that interrupt a lifetime of monotony.
No, what you're asking for is happiness. Happiness and day-to-day happiness. Those are two very different things. One is grounded in what you have, and the other is grounded in what you've experienced. In a way, one is more animalistic, while the other is based in rationale. If you look at the Nordic countries, they very much have a day-to-day sort of happiness, because they know there's security and stability in their life. They have gratitude for the simpler things and don't seek luxury. Ergo, they could have everything they ever want and need. But happiness, contentment I mean, that's about experiencing life to its fullest. It's about having a diverse set of experiences, both good and bad. Bad is the teacher, good is the reward. They constantly feed into one another so that we stay motivated to expand our worldview and accept diverse hardships.
But diverse experience costs money. Day-to-day happiness costs money. So is the answer just money?
Of course everyone needs money, but not as much as it may seem. If you truly think about it, we have everything. We all typically live near a city that could offer all the events, luxuries, and creature comforts anyone could ever want, albeit in varying degrees of quality. Everyone is materialistic nowadays, and anyone could easily satisfy their materialistic needs so long as they accept the lower quality of goods.
But all that still requires money.
But at least it's more accessible. It only requires that we work, be productive members of society, and set aside a budget for creature comforts and fun.
But there's so many who can't even afford that budget.
It's unfortunate.
What the fuck?
Calm down.
No, how the hell is any of that right?
It's not right. It's reality.
And we're just supposed to accept it?
Yes.
That's just cynicism meant to justify poverty. That's called a control module, something to be used by a dictator to keep people down. So you're just telling me that there are always people who are destined to live a half-baked life?
You know, those who live in small villages laugh more often.
Because it's a survival mechanism. You know it too. We did the exact same shit, join some tight-knit community out of survival, occasionally feel some sense of camaraderie and purposefulness so that we could forget everything, even if it was just for a second.
What I'm trying to say is that we can substitute external poverty for inner riches, much like how accepting a lower quality of goods can satisfy our diverse wants for product. Perhaps we can utilize a willful acceptance of a lower standard of living. Maybe that's why dreams and passing of will are so important. Think of history, of how much pride newer generations took in being part of something bigger, despite the consequences of their grand revolutions.
That's called a cult.
Religion, ideology, cult, the name doesn't matter. What matters is that it's a pacifier. Chasing dreams is the hobby that keeps us sane, and one day someone in the future may reap our reward. The individual must die in times of hardship, because he must blend into his surrounding community to survive.
It's like a form of apathy or ego death that isn't as self-destructive.
One thing about the Nords is their sense of belonging and community. There are so many neurotransmitters that respond to many different stimuli, but the main agitators are friendship, love, sex, achievement, and religion. In that sense, the tenets of happiness are free so long as we view it through a purely animalistic sense. A day-to-day happiness can easily be achieved so long as one suppresses their need for intellectual contentment. One should not be concerned with the big questions of life if they want to be that kind of happy.
But you included religion in that list.
A lot of people now subscribe to a religion for the community and therapeutic aspects, completely forgoing the theology or having only a surface level knowledge of it. We have no religion.
I don't understand. What's the need for thinking then? Wouldn't it just be better to live like a cynic? Like a dog?
Well, what kind of hell would we be living in if man could not think his way through hell? It's as you said, everything depends on something nowadays. It's all transactional. Funnily enough, a community is harder to find in a first world country, and nowadays it even costs money. Tithings, gifts, charities, social events, dating and outings, finding and maintaining a relationship at all costs. Time and money that many can barely afford. The dog days are quite literally over. That's why we retreat more into the idea of a family, a work family, or a biological nuclear family. A tight-knit community of a few whom we sacrifice what little we have because of our scarcity. We're actively being deprived of the tenets of animalistic happiness because we can't ever expect the one or two people in our lives to hand us over the world. The tenets of happiness, it's a plural term. It implies multiple people, because we need more than a small handful in order to supply us with our many wants. Think of the office worker. Because of his time-consuming labor, he is without friendship. Because of this agnostic age, he is without religion and thus community. Because his work has no real effect on his society, he has no sense of achievement, and so he retreats wholeheartedly into his nuclear family in the hopes of feeling some semblance of familial love, for it's the only neurotransmitter that has any activity. Now think of the baker in a village somewhere. He knows he has a place in society, an important one at that. He needs no financial incentive to help others because of his religion and personal relationship with all those around him. He has no financial incentive to help others because his religion and personal relationship with all those around him encourage him to be charitable in nature. His family is not only limited to a wife and children, he has many close to him whom he considers family. No matter what, he is never without love. These times are long gone though, that's why our world is so sick. But the mind is malleable in many ways. Ability to think and reinterpret experiences is crucial to feel some semblance of sanity. We are not inherently animals. That is why we cannot get by on a dog's sense of happiness alone. Even those with great wealth and power can feel deep sadness, because we're the only beings that cling on to trauma and allow it to recontextualize everything, whether that be the fault of a messily programmed brain or a set of hard-coded negative beliefs. We are the humans in Plato's cave, shackled to a granite wall and forced to see only shadows of reality. But the universe was kind enough to let us pick and choose which shadows we get to see as we writhe our fingers into the shape of things. We make the finger puppets that become the actors in our plays. That's why it's so important to have a diverse set of experiences, even if it has to be through the medium of fantasy and stories. Because what smaller and more pitiful lives would we lead if the only hand puppet we knew how to make was that of a dog?
So this is the only free form of happiness that anyone could achieve. A sense of mental clarity that comes from years of deprogramming and maintaining a perfect conviction to a beneficial philosophy. But it's still only half the equation.
The mind and body are not separate entities. That's why it's much easier to satisfy the mind once one's bodily needs are all met. That's why Maslow's pyramid has thinking and cognizance at the very top. Yet, in Eastern cultures, you could view the opposite to be true. There are a lot of monks who can never reach their level of mental clarity if they were surrounded by creature comforts all the time. I do think it's funny, though, that some monks encourage newcomers to have some achievement in the materialistic world before being able to join them.
This is all so much. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do.
You asked too big of a question. I'm just here to provide the theoretical groundwork for an experiment to see which other questions you're supposed to be asking here. These things take time, and you're still so young. But trust me when I say that the body has a natural tendency to heal. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to try.
I'm so tired. I want to be the dog. I want it so much for myself. I thought what I wanted was something so little, but it's not. I'm so tired of having to rationalize how fucked up everything is. I just want to be the dog. I want all this over with. I'm tired of thinking.
It's been a long day. I think you need to get some sleep. We'll talk about this some other day. Just get some rest.